Hi, I'm Chef Raphael and welcome to another episode of Baking with Chef Raphael. This week I'll show you how to decorate a cake and I'll be using chocolate buttercream and white chocolate buttercream. I hope you learned something. Let's get started. So today's episode is about the technique of how to decorate a cake. I already have a pre-made chocolate cake. I'll be making dark chocolate buttercream, so I'll have dark chocolate. I'll also be making a white chocolate buttercream, so I have melted white chocolate, and the ratio is 1:2. So 1 part margarine and 2 parts icing sugar. I already have 500 grams of icing sugar, and now I'll be using 250 grams of the margarine. So the first thing, when you have your cake, usually a cake, you find maybe some cracks, and sometimes it's not as even on top as it should be, as you'd want it to be. So the first thing you want to do is, using a serrated knife, is to trim off the top so that you have a flat surface. That's your flat surface, but the flattest surface that you have is actually the bottom side. So this is the side that will go to the bottom, like that. And then now you have a flat surface, so that when you have your cake, it lies flat on the bottom. The way to get the layers, in this case I'll do 3 layers of cake. What I'll be doing on the inside is just cutting it from the end. We're not going to go inside, we're going to go round like that. And then when you reach where we started, that's when we start getting in and cutting through, using the sides that you cut as the guide. That's the technique. And that way you now have 1 layer. Now this one, now I'll divide it into 2. And as you can see, I'm actually even bending so that I'll be able to see exactly how I'm cutting it, so that it's a straight. So now you have 3 layers of cake. My tab is 500 grams, so I just did half of it. You can either do that or actually measure the exact measurement. And then for this is, now I'll add the icing sugar. I've already sifted my icing sugar. I'll add it in batches. Just make sure that it's fully mixed, and then keep adding until all the icing sugar is fully mixed into the margarine or butter. Now it's a little bit dry, I can tell. So, and this is usually happens when you're using margarine. It tends to be a little bit hard, and what you just need to do is add a little bit of milk, just a little bit. So as you can see, now it's nice and fluffy. Again, add as much milk till you get the right consistency. I'll divide it into 2 containers. Just add melted chocolate. The good thing of chocolate, you get the actual flavor. Mix completely. For the dark one, if you don't have the dark chocolate, you can also add cocoa powder to this one now to make it chocolate. So we'll set this aside, and then now we'll do the cake. So when it comes to cake, the decorating, one thing that you really need is a knife like this. It's called a palette knife. It's not sharp on any. It's rounded, and it's meant for this particular purpose, which is spreading on the cake. And the technique is to pour at the center, and then with your finger on the back, and then you're holding it like this. I will spread the buttercream until the whole surface is covered. You can always add more, like that. I don't want too thick a layer for me, I think, because it's actually sweet. I don't want it too much. That should be enough. So that's how you do it, and I'm taking it back and forth like this until the whole surface, and then I'll take my second layer, make sure it's aligned, make sure it's all sides are equal, and then repeat the procedure. And now we're done with the inside. Now for the outside, I'll have a thin layer of the white one, like that. And this is good for getting rid of the small crumbs that are on top of the cake. And now I'll go to the dark one, the darker one, put a generous amount on top. And then this is what now I'll use. Using my same knife, I'll now spread it on top, and then the excess will actually come on the sides. So using the same technique, start from the center, moving out while you're turning the plate. Now if this is your first time doing this, it actually takes time and it's a lot of practice. So, but if you have the right tools like the ones I've mentioned, it will make your work easier. And then now what I'm doing is making it level on top. So the next thing is, how do you pipe a decoration on top? I've done a similar video when I was decorating cupcakes. Just to emphasize, you can either place this in a glass and then open it, or use your hand. So after placing like that, just squeeze out. And here I have a star nozzle. I like star nozzles because they give a nice design and it's easy to pour. So just on top here, and then on the side, you can add maybe some sprinkles on top. So as you can see now, the cake looks pretty. So there you have it. That's how to decorate a cake. Again, it doesn't have to be chocolate. This is just the same procedure you use even if you're using fresh cream, buttercream, and you see the layers. And I hope you've learned something today. Today has been cake decorating tips with on baking with Chef Raphael. Until next time, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for more guides. Thank you.